All right, you tournament fighting people out there, it's time for some tournament player wisdom to come out your way. And today we're going to talk about tournament anxiety and tournament pressure, and basically how to not get bodied at an event when you're nervous, which is something everyone has to deal with. You're about to go to Japan to fight in Evo Japan, and I'm so jealous of you. But I hope you have a great time, and I hope you fight well and don't go 0-2. And if you do go 0-2, that's okay, because you get to play casuals after that and have fun. So, what comes up for you when you think about playing in a tournament that you travel to? What were your goals? And what's there to get nervous about? Really, when you think about it, what are you nervous about? Whether you're going to perform well? I mean, you probably have a good sense of where you are skill-wise, right? Right? You know how good you are, most likely, by now. The next thing to think about is, well, what are you going to the tournament for? Are you going to see how good you are? Are you going to see how far you can get along into the tournament? Are you going just to kind of hang out and meet people? I would ask yourself, what about this tournament is bringing up my anxiety? Is it just that, like, you want to impress your homies who are, like, going to be there too, and you're all going to be talking about your tournament runs and seeing how well you do and all that jazz? That's real. It's very real. Very real. And all those could be pressures that you put on yourself. But it's important to know you are putting that on yourself. Okay. That is pressure that's coming from you. No one's putting that on you. Most likely. Probably. I hope so. That wouldn't be very nice if they were putting that on you, would it? Be. What? Wrong way. That way. I'm messing with my camera while I'm doing this. A little bit. There we go. So, other than just not being anxious, I think the big thing here is going to be just try to have fun. I mean that? Like, really? Just try to have fun. Try not to put too much external pressure on yourself already. You all are going to this thing because you like playing these games. And if you like playing these games, you probably have a lot in common and you're going to have a good time. Unless your friends are assholes. And then you're not going to have a good time and you have a good reason to be anxious. And I hope you don't lose. Because you probably will. Because everyone does. Only one person gets to go through the whole tournament without losing. Okay. Everyone loses. Yeah, the best thing I can say to help if you're like dealing with anxiety around tournament performance, especially right now that you're going to Evo Japan, play a lot of casuals. When I used to get really nervous at an event or before an event, when I was new and fresh, the days before the event were the most important times for me, especially when I was traveling to an event. I would play so many casuals. I would play casuals with anyone who would have me. And it didn't even matter how strong they were. I mean, if they were strong, it'd be helpful because you can gain information about them. You can kind of gain confidence in yourself. You can be like, no, I did pretty well against that homie. I can do this. Oh my God, I can do this? What? So, play other players, and that might help you as well. Remind yourself, nobody cares. Really, nobody gives a fuck. And they're all so focused on themselves and their own performance that, like, if you're worried about being embarrassed or something, again, I would question, who are you embarrassed? Like, who's going to be embarrassing you? Like why are you embarrassed? From who? Who you are about being embarrassed by? Are your friends going to tease you because you didn't win? If you're not like one of the top players, then you don't have to really deal with that pressure, right? So another thing I would say that could help here is to see tournaments as ways to measure your skill. See tournaments like an extension of ranked. play online. We all say rank doesn't matter, because it doesn't. Nothing really matters at the end of the day. We attach meaning to things on our own. Nothing in this world has intrinsic value. We place value on these things as a society, as a group of people who said, you know what? We think this is important. We're all going to say it's important. And because we say it's important, it is. And if we all say it's not important, it no longer it ceases to be important. I think tournaments are great places to have a pretty objective measure of how well you're progressing in your skill development. Because everyone's going through the same bracket. Everyone's going through the same process. Now, I wouldn't put too much weight on one event. It's just one event. But events over time, you know, it's not bad. It's not a bad measure. And with Tekken, if you're going for Tekken or Street Fighter or any of the games that are at Evo Japan, really, any of the main games specifically, those games are happening, they're popping, they're going to have so many more events, you're going to have so many more opportunities to measure yourself, so that if you're going with the goal of, I want to measure my skill, I want to see how much have I learned over the course of the past 3 months for Tekken, or a year plus for Street Fighter 6, or 10 plus years for Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, and you're probably hoping and praying it's going to be a Virtual Fighter 6 announcement coming at Evo Japan. Don't ask me about it. I don't want to think about it. Please, Sega, please give us an announcement. Give us something. Give us anything, and make sure it's Eileen. Okay? That's just... Can someone pass the message to Sega for me? Who's going? Because I can't go. And I can't tell them myself. I tell them for you. But really, no. Just so the last bit here, we'll wrap this up soon. You need to also take care of yourself. Your body. AKA, get yourself some sleep. Homegirls went up way too late. I'm not getting a lot of sleep tonight, and that's okay. I slept a lot yesterday. And, you know, you'll make sure you get sleep. Make sure you eat. Make sure you drink enough water. And if you like drinking alcohol, I mean, have fun. That makes you feel fun. But, like, have a great time. Make some new friends. Talk about the game. The most fun part about going to an event also is talking to other players who care about this thing just as much as you do. You all care about this thing so much that you flew across the world to get together to play this thing in a space that you all care about. That's a beautiful thing. That is such a beautiful activity that we as fighting game players do on a regular basis. It's awesome. Enjoy it. And the tournament really is just an excuse for us all to get together. It just gives us a reason to show the F up. And maybe between events, you can be, you know, in contact. You can become a little closer because you don't have to just hang out and talk around tournament time. You can also just hang out and talk outside of tournament time. So make some friends. Make some lifelong friends as you go to these events. When you change your mentality from, I need to go to these events, I need to win, or I need to do really well. Especially if you don't have that like pressure on you because you haven't done well before. If you have pressure on you for having done well in the past, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different video. And there are far fewer of you who have that problem than those who don't have that problem. So, yeah, you'll be fine.